How's it going, guys? I'm Dinny and welcome to the latest episode of Exploring Tasmania. This episode we're going to be going on the Gordon River Cruise. Not only is it the boat that we got engaged on, but it's also the boat that Matthew himself built. So I'm very excited for this, and I know that after watching this you guys will be pumped to go on as well. The boat took 12 months to build, and that's due to the complexities in the design. The boat was designed with optimum viewing in mind, so the structure had to be built in a way that could hold massive walls of glass. It has two conventional engines, but supplementing that they have an electric one as well, so when you arrive in the World Heritage Area, the main engines shut off and the boat switches to the silent electric drive motors, allowing you to soak in the natural sound of this incredible environment. It's a first for Tasmania, and there's nothing else like it in Australia. Check-in time for the Gordon River Cruise is at 8 AM for an 8:30 departure. So staying at Strawn Village was really convenient as it's only 5 minutes away from the cruise. So after going in and grabbing our tickets, we headed onto the boat. They put us next to each other. Aww.
Love you too.
Love you, honey. The main deck you can either choose when booking to have a central seating spot or one by the window. This includes a chef-prepared buffet lunch and a bar where you can purchase your drinks from. Once your seat is allocated, that's yours for the entire of the cruise. However, Gordon River Cruises encourages you to move around the vessel and use the open-air decks to enhance your experience. If you're in a wheelchair, you need not worry. The Spirit of the Wild has areas on the main deck dedicated as accessible, as well as an accessible toilet. We were fortunate enough to be allocated on the Premier Upper Deck, which has its own private viewing deck, lounge area, and leather seats to make your experience even more comfortable. Not only will you get the chef-prepared lunch as well, but when you arrive, morning tea is ready for you, and later on you'll be served afternoon tea and canapes. Included in the Premier Upper Deck offer, you also have access to an open bar, which showcases local beers, wines, and ciders. Gordon River Cruises also offers interpretations in German, French, Cantonese and Mandarin. At no additional cost to you, you can use their portable headsets to hear about 16 key points of interest on the journey. Departure is at 8:30 sharp. Our skipper for the day is Ben, who is really friendly and approachable. As we set off, I'm in awe of Strawn and how awesome it is even on an overcast day. And because I've been on this cruise before, not too long ago, I just know that it's only going to get better. So sit back and relax, guys, because you'll see why this is such a special part of Tasmania.
Tasmania and launched just last year in 2018.
So funny.
Oh, I love it.
State-of-the-art diesel and electric engines are unique and rare in the maritime world. 5 knots. We're able to deliver a quiet cruising experience.
It's like maturity on the lowest of all levels. When you come on the cruise, be prepared for all weather, because when it rains, it can really come down hard. I think we better get below deck. Like, now. Now. The first part of the voyage is to Hell's Gates, which is the name of the mouth of the Macquarie Harbour. Hell's Gates was named in the early 1800s by convicts who made the perilous journey here before being incarcerated into Hell, the notorious penal station at Sarah Island, which we get to visit later. The Spirit of the Wild has a PA system that can be heard anywhere on the boat, and throughout the journey you'll hear detailed information about Hell's Gates and other points of interest. From there we make our way across the Macquarie Harbour to the fish farms, where we learn about the process of salmon and trout farming on the west coast of Tasmania. What's great about this cruise is that later on at lunchtime we actually get to try this produce for ourselves with our chef-made lunch. We then make our way to the Gordon River, and this is where the Spirit of the Wild is set apart from any other cruise you'll go on in Australia. It's the moment where the diesel engines shut off and electric takes over, allowing you to take in the wild, untouched scenery and the calm of this World Heritage area. This World Heritage Area is one of only 21 World Heritage properties that satisfy all natural criteria for selection, and one of only 38 that satisfies both natural and cultural criteria. At the time of its listing, the Tasmanian Wilderness World Heritage Area satisfied 7 of a possible 10 criteria, more than any other World Heritage site. To date, only one other World Heritage site has satisfied as many criteria for inclusion on the World Heritage list. The unique wildlife, ancient plants, stunning landscapes, and rich cultural heritage of the Tasmanian wilderness all contributed to its successful nomination for World Heritage listing. Spirit of the Wild goes into further details on how we met this criteria and how it's the subject of much political and environmental debate in the 80s. Gordon River Cruises is committed to having the Spirit of the Wild travel slowly up the river, so the vessel makes waves as small as possible. This is to preserve the very sensitive ecosystem along the riverbanks. This is a really great opportunity to get out on the open air deck and take some really picturesque photos. Our first stop is at Heritage Landing, where we get to take a walk through the temperate rainforest and learn about the local flora and fauna. You make this look easy, mate.
It is.
You joking?
Bit of practice. It's pretty good conditions. So look at that.
Yeah.
It's pretty perfect. It does make this job easy when the conditions are nice like this.
The access along here is really easy to walk on. It's all flat, it's all elevated and amongst the trees.
It's not slippery either.
No, it's all got a nice grip to it. So it's very safe even under wet conditions. I love the construction as well, how they've cut around the trees rather than actually taking them down. It's been well thought out plan. Right along there. There's lots of moments like this along the track and it's just really respectful to the rainforest.
Trees before tracks.
Yeah, trees before tracks, that's good, I like that. Oh, look at how they've gone around this one. Brilliant. It's like you said, it's dense.
It's raining again.
This is the good bit.
I got drenched in about 5 seconds.
Yeah, sorry about that. It's always the way. Perfect timing, isn't it? Welcome back, folks.
Lunchtime. And on the menu on the premier deck is a selection of goodies including local steamed trout fillets with lemon myrtle butter, smoked Macquarie Harbour salmon with chives, capers and creme fraiche, rustic frittata of sweet potato, broccolini and goat's cheese, poached soy and ginger chicken on Asian slaw, that's a particularly good one, wild rocket and pickled vegetable salad, roasted cauliflower and chickpea salad with tahini dressing, and lastly mixed grain and char roasted vegetable salad. You won't go hungry on this cruise, guys. We would have loved to have filmed the main deck lunch, but the food didn't last long enough for us to film it. I think that speaks for itself. As you're being fed and watered with this amazing lunch, the spirit of the wild gets turned around and heads back up the river towards our next destination, Sarah Island. Sarah Island was established in 1821 and was used as a penal settlement where convicts laboured under the harshest conditions, felling precious hue and pine timber. When you reach Sarah Island, you're given a guided tour and a chilling insight into the cruelties of the convict life.
Fancy.
I feel like Mary Poppins. Alrighty, so we'll be giving you guys a bit of a show of what is going on in Sarah Island and some of the stories that they tell, but we're not going to give too much away. We don't want to spoil it to you, but basically there's lots of mutiny, cannibalism and various other bits and pieces that go on. So yeah, let's get into it.
Now the first commandant here was Lieutenant Cuthbertson. He was described as a sadistic bully with peculiar qualities. How's everyone's lunch? Yeah, you enjoyed it all? Yeah, enjoy that smoked salmon? Beautiful. Save me any? No, didn't think so. Has anyone heard of the Macquarie Harbour cat? You've all heard of the cat of nine tails? Yep, grab 3 of them. Weave them together to make a longer, heavier lash. Knot it to the end and pick it with lead pieces. It was designed to open up the man's back on the very first lash.
When Matt and I first went on the Gordon River cruise last year, I was shocked to find out what happened on this island. For that reason, I don't want to showcase any more of the history behind this horrific place. I just really recommend that you come here and experience it for yourself. Put it this way, people in those days did whatever they could to survive. As we finish up on Sarah Island, we head back to the Spirit of the Wild for our journey back to Strawn.
Doesn't she look magnificent?
It's a good looking boat.
Waiting for us in Premier Deck is a selection of cakes and slices, along with Tasmanian soft and hard cheese with crackers and fruit paste to satisfy any sweet tooth. This is your last opportunity to soak in your surrounds as we make our way back to Strawn, so make the most of it. I really love this boat. I remember when Matt was building it, the challenge he faced on a day-to-day basis, but the end product made it all worth it. It's just brilliant. They've not only really thought about comfort and practicality for guests on board, but have also taken into account the importance in reducing our impact on the environment with its electric engine. Visually, I love the colour of the boat as it blends in with its surrounds. It's been really exciting getting sponsored by Gordon River Cruises to come back on the Spirit of the Wild, as I really wanted to share this experience with you when Matt and I first went on it last year. We didn't get as much footage as I wanted to, but honestly that was because I was waiting for Matt to hurry up and propose to me, which he eventually did. So I'd like to say a massive thank you to Gordon River Cruises and allowing me to show you this very special boat to Matthew and myself. This cruise means a lot to me, and I'm sure you guys are well aware of that from watching this vlog, but you can't really fully comprehend it unless you experience it for yourself.
So we're right there up on that hill.
Pretty nice up there too.
Yeah, it's a wonderful view.
I love it up there.
If you'd like to go on the cruise but don't fancy the 4.5 hour drive from Hobart, don't worry because Paravion, in association with Gordon River Cruises, have got you covered. Right now Paravion have a special deal where for just $699 per person, you'll depart from Cambridge Airport and fly over the picturesque Central Highlands of Tasmania towards the west coast, while taking in the grand scale of Macquarie Harbour before descending to Strawn and hopping onto the Premier Deck of the Gordon River Cruise. When you arrive back in Strawn, you'll have plenty of time to pursue the local gift shop and take a stroll around the beautiful township before returning by air back to Cambridge Airport. Normally valued at $899 per person, this offer is only available for a limited time.
So what did you guys think of it? Is it good? Fantastic. Yeah. You going again?
Yeah, oh, it is a party boat.
So from all of us here, thanks guys, and we'll see you again soon.
Absolutely.